Chelsea Football Club want MAIGNAN. Chelsea Football Club don't play with my emotions. Chelsea Football Club, I want MAIGNAN at Chelsea Football Club. Make it happen. He's got 1 year left on his deal. He makes 60k a year. Just double it. Double it. He'll be dancing down Stamford Bridge. I promise you, he'll be dancing in London. The breaking news today, Chelsea want MAIGNAN, and this deal is realistic. It's coming from Fabrizio Romano. Jadon Sancho gets sent back to Manchester United. We've got an update on Ekitike and why Chelsea are going for Ekitike. It's actually very interesting. He's not playing number 9. And furthermore, we've got an update on Armando Broja. Yes, he's still our player. And we have a huge update of what's going to happen at pre-season. We're in the Club World Cup. When is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? And I think this is the most responsible thing the club has done in a while. Let's get into it. Let's break it down. But before we get started, yes, a lot of you weren't anticipating me because it is my anniversary of being married two years today. However, my wife said, do you know what? We spent the whole day together. Go and record. MAIGNAN has made your day to the point where you're absolutely ecstatic that you're being linked with him. Go and make a video. She's away at a spa. She's having a great time. I came. I need to work for 2 hours. And then what I need you lot to do is hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we keep it stepping. All right, let's break this down. So Fabrizio Romano today has decided to drop a bomba. Yes, it's usually Ornstein bombers. Today it's an Italian bomber. You know them ones. Fabrizio's out in full force. And what has he said? He said Chelsea Football Club are actively looking at MAIGNAN. He's a market opportunity that they believe they can go and get. This is phenomenal news. For those of you that don't know, MAIGNAN is arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Yes, he's been a little bit shaky at the start of the season this year. However, he's recovered. He's genuinely one of the best keepers in the world. His distribution's good. He's a good shot stopper. He's a leader. He's vocal. He's an asset to France as well as AC Milan. And the best part about this is he's attainable and he fits the wage structure. Chelsea need to act quick. What's going on and why are they acting? Number one, Ben Jacobs has come out, and you know how Ben Jacobs is. Ben Jacobs might not be the best when it comes to sources. However, what he's good at is giving you detail. So when he knows something and he tells you something, there's a lot of color to the story. There's a lot of information. People don't like it because these days people don't like to listen. And guess what? You don't need to listen too much because I just simplify the stories and tell you guys straight away here. That's how this works. But what has Ben Jacobs said? He said last year, Chelsea were happy with the 4 goalkeepers they had. Robert Sanchez, Penders, Jurgensen and Petrovic. What happened? Petrovic went on loan. Now he comes back with a little pay bump. However, there is a release clause, meaning Petrovic could move on if they wanted to or if he wanted to, as long as somebody meets that number. Penders, they believe, is ready for the Premier League. However, due to his age, they want him to get a little bit more experience before you get the full initial exposure of being a Chelsea number 1. For me, that's the most responsible thing to do. Do not risk him. However, I think it's nonsense that he's ready. And the reason why I say this is, if he's ready, you would play him. So for me, he's not ready. Sanchez is available for sale, and Chelsea believe this is a market opportunity that they can't miss. Internally, they have discussed this and said, look, if MAIGNAN is available, we need to make this happen. This is a floor raiser. And for me, this is the deal that literally could make us a serious institution. If you remember under Jurgen Klopp, they made the deal, Liverpool, for Alisson. We need to go and make MAIGNAN our ally. You bring him in 3 years, 4 years, your keeper's sorted. And then you have a natural transition with Penders if MAIGNAN's not ready. And guess what? If Penders develops too quickly, sell him. I don't care. MAIGNAN is that good. You need to understand, this is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. This is somebody that will come in and dominate. This is somebody that will elevate the team. He's a leader. We have a French contingent in the team already. Have them pick up the phone, chat to him. Malo, you are at the French national team. Put your arm around him. Tell him, mon ami, come to London. There's nothing better than London. The best part of London as well. You know what I mean? Fulham, absolutely beautiful. Shops, you got it. Coffee shops, you got it. Wherever you want, broski. We will deliver it. 60k will become 150k pounds sterling. Come to Chelsea. Let's see if this happens. I don't want to get too excited, but I can't lie to you, I'm very excited. The next story is regarding Hugo Ekitike. So Hugo Ekitike has been linked with Chelsea, and what do we know? We know that Frankfurt won 100 million euros. Chelsea ain't paying that. Chelsea also are willing to pay 70 million euros. That is their threshold. So they're going to negotiate. Talks have accelerated. This is coming from L'Equipe. This is coming from the German media, and now the English media has picked up with, which means there are some legs to the story. However, this is where it gets very interesting. Matt Law's come out and given us some color to this story. All of us, right, thought, okay, if he comes in, Jackson's leaving. According to Matt Law, Jackson could still leave, but, and this is the big one, everyone loves a big but. At this moment in time, you have Delap and you have Jack. Chelsea have a left wing conundrum because at this moment in time, you got Estevao, right winger, Neto, right winger, Noni, right winger, no left wing. Mudryk is suspended, Sancho got sent back, which we will talk about in a second, and there is literally potentially Gittens coming in. They believe they want a fluid forward, whatever that means. By my logic and by my understanding, they want somebody that can play left wing and can play forward. They want to bring someone in that is emergency cover for the 9, but at the same time, a competent left winger. Swiss Army knife, like we heard last year. For me, this is very interesting, but I think this is all just to protect Jackson's feelings. If he comes in, he is playing at number 9. I think if he isn't playing, Delap's playing and he's taking that left wing spot. And for me, it does make sense if you're bringing Jeremy Gittens in, or Jamie Gittens. Why do I keep calling him Jeremy? Jamie Gittens in, and then you put him on the left wing. All of a sudden, you have Ekitike giving him competition, Neto in an emergency, Noni in an emergency, Estevao in an emergency. But Ekitike loves to drift to that left-hand side and create problems. All of a sudden, you could have a long-term solution of, remember when we had Anelka and Drogba? Anelka and Drogba, one striker that plays on the wing, one striker that's a bully in the middle. Delap and, Ekitike. I like it. I do. Me gusta. So it is what it is. Let's see what happens. I can't lie to you. I'm very excited, but we'll break it down. What's very evident and very sad is Jadon Sancho got sent back to Manchester United. Jadon Sancho got sent back to Manchester United, and what has happened? Well, let's break this down. Number one, Jadon Sancho was here on a loan. We paid no loan fee apparently. This has come out now from Matt Law as well as Fabrizio Romano and Ornstein. What has transpired, and we're putting all the pieces together. Ornstein broke the news this morning and said Sancho has been sent back to Manchester United because Chelsea could not agree contract terms with the player. For me, that's why. Because what this tells me is Sancho still thinks he's worth 200k. And that is beyond belief that his camp, his agency, were able to actually be so deluded. Because nobody wants this player at this moment in time. He's in such a predicament in the UK where no one wants him and he wants to stay in London. So what we've understood from other reports right now is he's somewhere nearly on 250k, 250k, somewhere in that ballpark. Chelsea were not willing to give him that number, correctly so. Chelsea were willing to give him somewhere in the ballpark of between 110 to 140 based on bonuses and incentive. He said no. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think they did the right thing. Think about this logically, right? Romeo Lavia is on 65k. I always compare everyone to Romeo Lavia because for me, Lavia is that good, right? Where he should be a starter. And how is he gonna feel if a bench player in Sancho, who does half of what he does when he's fit, is on 120? All of a sudden, he'll want a pay rise. It distorts the pay package. And I don't think Sancho is that good of a player that is worth distorting the pay structure for. So for me, it was a very no-brainer. You either accept our terms or you go back to Manchester United. He didn't accept it. He's going back. We paid 5 million for the whole loan. And I can't lie to you, that is brilliant business. He helped us get top 4. He helped us win the Conference League. Now he moves on. Arrivederci, au revoir. And now we're back to our normal predicament and normal routine business. Ben Jacobs also came out and spoke about Nico Williams. And this is the last time I'm going to chat about him because he ain't leaving. He wants Barcelona. If he doesn't get Barcelona, he's going to stay at Bilbao. He is happy at home. That is home for him. Apparently, he's renegotiating a new deal worth 10 million euros net, meaning after tax, every year he'll be taking home 10 million euros. Arsenal and Chelsea are unwilling to match that, even though the 58 million euro release clause that needs to be paid up front is not a problem for them. So for me, Nico Williams don't want to move. Why are we wasting time talking about him? He can stay in Bilbao, enjoy it. You're at home, you're happy, you're with your people, the Basque people. Why are we trying to force you out of a position you're happy in? We move on to the next story. Armando Broja looks set to be leaving Chelsea. His camp is pushing for an exit, and this is where it gets very interesting. So Armando Broja, at this moment in time, went to Everton, couldn't get over his injuries, and now they want a permanent move. Just to summarize it quickly, what's happening is he's already spoken to PSV and Leipzig. They're trying to get a deal sorted out. However, AC Milan and Ajax are both interested. Look, this is the level of clubs that's going to look at him now. I actually think if he gets an AC Milan or a Leipzig, he should be counting his lucky stars. He's not being fit. He's not being healthy. He looks like the shadow of a player he once was. However, that's a mixture of confidence and just not trusting his body. He needs to go somewhere and play. For me, do not go to a huge club. Go somewhere where you're a bona fide starter. I also worry about him going to the Eredivisie if I was in his camp, because once a player goes there, it's very difficult to come back to a major league, especially when you don't break out. He's already a known name in the Premier League. So like if he goes to Eredivisie, bangs goals, what they're going to say is, he ain't good enough to come back. Oh, it's only the Eredivisie, it's Broja. They're going to remember him as, oh, it's Armando Broja. You know, the one that flopped at Chelsea, the one that flopped at Everton. Oh, the one that scored 5 goals at Southampton. That's going to be the narrative. He needs to be very selective where he goes, and he needs to go on a permanent. No more loans. Get yourself out of Chelsea. You need to go play football. So the final bit of news, and this is very, very interesting because this will impact us next year. So I knew I had to cover it. What we're going to talk about is what's going to happen this summer. We've got a Club World Cup. Look, within this Club World Cup, we're going to generate a huge ton of money. Like, genuinely, Chelsea are going to be swimming in it. They're going to be so, like, grateful that they qualified for this through the means that they qualified in. Even though Jamie Carragher doesn't believe we deserve to be there. Shut up, who cares? The key thing here is Chelsea start on the 15th of June, right? And the tournament goes on. Once the tournament's done, it's going to be around about the 4th of July. That period over there, Chelsea are going to give players 3 weeks off. Then they're going to stay at Cobham and they're going to play friendlies in and around London basically, and just local friendlies and maybe somewhere in England. They're not going to go traveling around Europe and get a European base. They're not going to go somewhere else and travel to America or Asia. They're not. They're going to stay at home. They're going to prep at Cobham and they're going to get ready for the season to come. The problem here is, we're going to be a few weeks behind everyone else. Why? Because players are going to have 3 weeks off. 2 to 3 weeks off, right? Meaning they're going to come back straight away. We need to do fitness work and then integrate them in. We're not going to have the 6-7 games where they build up fitness. Premier League games are going to be building up fitness. I really hope we get a positive and a nice start to the season. And once we get that, then players can get some rhythm under their legs, and hopefully the first 3 games are nice and kind on the fixture list. But it is what it is. Listen, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go shower, prep for my beautiful dinner tonight. Having a great night, but you lot already know what it is. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.